The platform for the airborne portion of the ANUPD-7 system is the Army's OV-1 Mohawk, justly famous for its capabilities in photographic and infrared surveillance. The fact that it can be quickly configured for the SLAR mission, as indicated by its antenna housing, adds to its utility. Radar imagery is captured in permanent form on a film strip that records the information photographically. Imagery is heat processed and is visible to the observer in only minutes after it has been acquired by the radar. The ANUPD-7 is ECCM hardened, and the recorder unit provides operator controls that enhance its protective capabilities in the threat environment. The ANUPD-7 receives precision positioning data from the aircraft inertial navigation system. Information from the inertial navigation system is integrated with mission data inserted by the Airborne Data Annotation System, ADAS, and the resulting composite data is recorded on the film strip along with radar imagery. Side-looking airborne radar provides radar visibility in depth at any time of day or night and in fair weather or foul. The fact that radar imagery becomes visible to the observer aloft and simultaneously in the ground station in near real time lends the system's special intelligence acquisition value and usefulness. For both air and ground systems, the display includes both fixed target information at the left and moving target information at the right. Between them is the mission ADAS data. The fixed target imagery is rendered at full density. Moving target imagery is identical, except that only a residual fixed target image is used as a reference for accurate location of moving targets with respect to readily identifiable terrain features. Fiducial marks align the ADAS data accurately with moving target imagery, providing extremely precise position data for immediate or future use, because it shows exactly where the radar was looking at the instant the fiducial mark appears. Additionally, there are range marks at 20-kilometer intervals and the aircraft ground track, providing additional reference information. Recorder unit controls enable the airborne observer to select coverage out to the maximum range of the radar, or to select coverage anywhere within that range. The radar signal, a narrow beam, radiates diagonally, oriented slightly down from the horizontal plane of the aircraft. The operator may select from 3 radar scan patterns: a beam pattern looking right, looking left, or in both directions simultaneously. Radar range in each direction is 100 kilometers. Beam angle is less than 1 degree wide and diverges with range. This affects azimuth resolution, or the system's ability to discriminate between adjacent moving objects parallel to the aircraft ground track. Close in, the radar beam footprint is narrow. Azimuth resolution parallel to the ground track and at range of 10 kilometers is 80 meters. That is, objects separated by at least 80 meters will be displayed as individual targets. Due to beam divergence, resolution parallel to the ground track decreases with range, requiring an additional 80 meters of separation for each 10-kilometer increment of range. At 50 kilometers from the ground track, for example, the object seen before would be resolved as only a single target. Separation of at least 400 meters would be required to display them as individual targets. Range resolution is 30 meters when operating in the 25 or 50 kilometer range mode, and 60 meters when operating at the 100 kilometer range mode. However, because radar is line of sight, areas behind mountains or high structures are invisible to it, creating radar shadows in which no intelligence can be acquired. Also, because radar patterns do not reach the vertical, there is a void in its coverage beneath the aircraft, called the altitude hole, where no intelligence can be acquired. The radar beam pattern covers a swath out to 100 kilometers from the ground track. The entire range may be processed for display, or only portions of it. The operator may, for example, select a processing range of 25 kilometers close in, covering flat, where critical intelligence is needed, or deep in the rear, equally critical in the air-land battle of the future. The 25-kilometer range may be selected at 10-kilometer delay increments. This allows the radar system to process the selected radar information from 0 to 25, 10 to 35, 20 to 45, out to 60 to 85 kilometers from the flight path. The delay function may also be used in the 50-kilometer range mode to the maximum range delay of 50 kilometers. There is an additional feature of the AN/UPD-7 system that is of inestimable value in intelligence acquisition. The scale of radar imagery produced exactly matches that of tactical maps in the scales conventionally used. For example, the moving target imagery shown here at the top of the screen is at 25-kilometer range. The equivalent map of the identical area is in the scale of 1 to 250,000. Radar imagery at 50-kilometer range equates to a tactical map in the scale of 1 to 500,000. Radar imagery at 100-kilometer range matches the tactical map in the scale of 1 to 1 million. Consequently, both airborne and ground observers can use identical grids to rapidly locate moving targets of interest. For instance, this return suggests a train. Here, a coastline with shipping provides strong returns of immediate use in intelligence acquisition. A single surveillance mission does not provide direction or rate of movement of moving targets.